The wise Stoic philosopher Epictetus once shared a valuable insight. Surround yourself only with people who uplift you, whose presence brings out your best. You've probably heard the saying that you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Today, let's explore this idea from a Stoic perspective. We'll discuss 7 types of individuals who can hinder your progress in Stoic philosophy and learn how to navigate these challenging relationships. Before we dive in, I'd appreciate it if you could like this video to support the spread of Stoic philosophy. If you're not subscribed yet, I recommend subscribing and hitting the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. Type of people to avoid. 1. The complainer. Our first type of person to avoid is the complainer. We all have that friend, family member, or coworker who always seems to find fault in everything, whether it's the weather, their job, or even the food at a popular restaurant. They never miss an opportunity to express their dissatisfaction. You might wonder, why should I be concerned about this? Can't I just ignore them? Well, it's easier said than done. Consistent exposure to such negativity can drain your mental well-being. It's like a leaky faucet slowly depleting your emotional energy reservoir. Stoicism teaches us to focus on actionable solutions instead of dwelling on problems. For instance, imagine you're working on a project with a perpetual complainer. Each meeting turns into an exhausting session of complaints without constructive dialogue. This affects the team's morale, sidetracks you from finding solutions, and may lead to disenchantment with the project and life in general. So how does Stoicism help us deal with a complainer? There are several strategies you can employ. First, limit your exposure to this individual whenever possible. If that's not feasible, perhaps because they're a family member or colleague, your second option is to mentally distance yourself during their complaints. Think of their complaints as a passing storm, loud and unsettling, but ultimately temporary and powerless against your unmovable inner tranquility. Your third option is to steer the conversation towards solutions or change the subject to something more constructive. As Marcus Aurelius once said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This timeless Stoic wisdom encourages us to guard our mental peace diligently, ensuring that chronic complainers' negativity doesn't veer us off the Stoic path of resilience and virtue. Type of people to avoid. 2. The drama magnet. Our second type to avoid is the drama magnet. Picture your life as a ship sailing through calm waters, but suddenly, you encounter the whirlpool known as the drama magnet. This individual seems to attract never-ending crises, conflicts, or controversies. Like a whirlpool, they have an unsettling ability to suck you into their vortex of chaos. You might initially mistake their energy for passion or excitement, but soon you'll realize that being around them is like navigating a ship through a storm, exhausting and dangerous. Dealing with drama magnets is tricky because their crises can often feel like your own. Their chaos is infectious, and you might find yourself embroiled in conflicts that you had no initial part in. For instance, consider a friend who frequently falls out with others in your social circle. Today they're not talking to Sarah. Tomorrow, it's Tom. Your friend comes to you for advice, but you notice that this cycle never ends, and suddenly you find yourself at odds with Sarah or Tom because you tried to intervene. In this case, you can employ a strategy called reflective listening. Instead of offering advice or taking sides, mirror their words back to them. For example, if they say, "I can't believe Sarah said that about me," you could respond with, "So you're feeling betrayed by Sarah's words." This technique allows you to provide emotional support without getting entangled in the drama. Another approach, albeit counterintuitive, is to become selectively unavailable. Stoicism reminds us to value our time highly, and sometimes that means being unavailable for other people's recurring crises. Turn off your phone during certain hours, create focus periods for work or personal development, and let it be known that during these times, you're not to be disturbed. To paraphrase Seneca, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. This can be particularly helpful when dealing with drama magnets. Instead of anxiously wondering what crisis will happen next, concentrate on the present moment, where you have control. Enjoy your life, and don't let it be disrupted by someone else's drama. Make it a point to sail your ship calmly, steering clear of whirlpools that threaten your voyage toward personal growth and tranquility. Type of people to avoid #3. The naysayer. The third type to avoid is the naysayer. Imagine you're an artist painting a canvas, each brushstroke adding color, depth, and life to your vision. Then, enter the naysayer. They walk into your studio, glance at your work, and immediately begin to critique it. Are you sure about that color? That doesn't look realistic. You know, most artists never make it. Their words, like strokes of gray paint, start to dull your vibrant canvas. This isn't your standard constructive criticism, which can be valuable. Instead, it's a persistent aura of doubt and negativity. For instance, let's say you're excited about pursuing a new career path. You've done your research, spoken to professionals in the field, and even taken preliminary courses. When you share your enthusiasm with the naysayer, they quickly list all the reasons it won't work out. The market is too competitive. Do you have the right skills? What if you fail? Soon enough, their doubts start to feel like your own, and the self-assured vision you had begins to wobble. So how do you deal with a naysayer, especially when they might be someone close to you? One unconventional but effective method is to ask them for advice rather than just sharing your plans or aspirations. When people are put in an advisory role, they're less likely to attack your ideas outright and may offer more constructive feedback. Another method involves flipping the script through a technique called positive confrontation. Instead of absorbing their negativity, challenge them to think of solutions. If they say, "You'll never be able to switch careers at this stage," counter with, "Interesting perspective. How do you think someone could successfully make a career change then?" This not only deflects the negativity, but also encourages a more constructive conversation. Remember the words of the Stoic philosopher Epictetus: "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Listening doesn't mean absorbing everyone's negativity. It means discerning valuable input from mere noise. When the naysayers start to cloud your canvas with their shades of doubt, take a step back, listen, reflect, and continue painting your own life with the colors that speak to you. Don't let anyone turn your vibrant masterpiece into a dull, gray landscape. Type of people to avoid #4. The victim. Imagine life as a game of chess. Each player has the same pieces and the same goal: to checkmate the opponent's king. You think strategically, make sacrifices, and take risks. But then there's the victim. They blame the board, the pieces, or even their opponent for every bad move they make. In their eyes, they're always in checkmate, not because of their choices, but because of some external force working against them. Their story is a never-ending tale of woe, with themselves as the helpless protagonist. Now, it's important to recognize that some people do face genuine hardships and systemic issues. However, the victim we're discussing uses their predicament as a permanent excuse and refuses to take responsibility for their actions or lack thereof. If you find yourself entangled in their storyline, perhaps as the supporting character who constantly needs to rescue them, it's crucial to maintain a firm boundary to protect your own mental state. Show empathy and kindness, but don't try to rescue them from situations they need to navigate themselves. Remember, being perpetually in checkmate is often a choice, not fate. Type of people to avoid #5. The toxic positivist. You probably know someone who's always exuding sunshine and endless positivity. They tell you to just be happy even when you're going through a tough time, dismissing your feelings and experiences with unwavering optimism. But life is like a garden. It has both flowers and weeds. A toxic positivist insists on ignoring anything that isn't a blooming rose. Their excessive positivity can make you feel invalidated and disconnected from reality. To handle a toxic positivist, engage them in discussions that embrace both light and shadow. Acknowledge your feelings and validate them. Life's complexity includes both positive and negative emotions. It's about embracing this complexity with equanimity. Type of people to avoid #6. The manipulator. Imagine your life as a movie script, with you as the main character. But then there's the manipulator, the shadowy producer who subtly rewrites your script without your realization. They use flattery, guilt trips, or deceit to steer you in a direction that benefits them. Handling a manipulator requires counteracting their tactics. One method is fogging, agreeing with any truth in their statements, but refusing to be moved by emotional coercion. Setting clear boundaries and saying no assertively when necessary is also essential. Remember, you can choose how you respond to their manipulations. Type of people to avoid #7. The time vampire. Think of your daily routine as a carefully crafted symphony, with each task or commitment as an instrument. But then there's the time vampire, disrupting your harmony with constant interruptions or obligations. To protect your time, consider using the Pomodoro technique to set boundaries during work intervals. If dealing with a social time vampire, saying no is essential for your well-being. Your time is precious. Allocate it wisely. Reflection upon ourselves. As we conclude our exploration of these challenging personalities, remember that self-awareness is key. Recognizing these types in others is important, but it's equally vital to introspect and ensure you're not unintentionally playing one of these roles in someone else's life. Stoicism isn't just about navigating the world, it's about understanding and improving ourselves. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments, as self-reflection and dialogue enrich us all. May your choices align with your virtues, your actions reflect your wisdom, and your life be the masterpiece you're meant to create.
If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share with your friends so we can keep making them. For more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and remember to click on the notification bell. Also, be sure to check out our other videos as well. Thanks for watching.